The Nigeria Football Federation will hold in Edo State, and that setting, the annual General Assembly, the 77th edition, took place in Victoria Island, Lagos on Thursday. And right now, all eyes will be on the new board and also who becomes the president of the Nigeria Football Federation. CBS Sports correspondent Solomon Ajiziogu has more details in this report.
Members of the General Assembly of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, arriving briskly for the business of the day. A decision on the date, venue and composition of the Elections and Elections Appeals Committee. Welcoming members, outgoing president of the NFF, Amaju Pinnick, affirmed his desire to hand over to a new football administration.
I want to thank you for all what you have done for us in the last 4 years, last 8 years. I've done my part. In everything there is a season. And the season to take a bow for me is now. If I'm going to hand the Congress over to whoever is going to be president, I want to hand over to the Congress as one indivisible unit. I will not be there when you are playing your next World Cup qualifiers. But even if, God forbid, Nigeria does not qualify, but will qualify, don't chase your president away. It's very important. It is football. When I hear people say, oh, this board must go because we did not qualify, have you bothered and paused and take a deep breath to know the strength of what the board did in ensuring that we qualified? But maybe the God of soccer was not on our side on that day.
While the assembly was going on, members of the Players' Union, led by their president, Tijani Babangida, were prevented from attending the meeting.
Not invited. While we are the authentic, I can't say authentic, the Players' Union known by FIFA, because when it comes to a Congress, an decision must be taken, players must be taken, and I can assure you and tell you, I, Tijani Babangida, I'm the president of Nigerian Players Union. I wasn't invited and I'm around and I'm not in the Congress, so I don't know if this Congress is completed.
With just 1 month to the end of the tenure of the current board, the General Assembly has invoked a special dispensation of its rules, suspending various sections, which would have prevented the elections from holding in 1 month.
If you hold the electoral Congress today to set up the electoral committee, you must give them at least 6 months before you do the election. That's the law. But the first thing, because of the emergency and the tenure limitation that is coming and the agitation of the people in the country, first thing we did is to suspend that particular clause that mandates that 6 months. So the Congress have the power to decide to say, look, because of the time we are, we need to suspend that, and we did that.
It's anchored on the powers of the General Assembly. And what they have just done is to suspend those aspects of the statutes that gave them, that created the provisions you are now talking about. They suspended those articles, which means if they want, if the 2/3 of the majority in the Congress wants the election to take place in the next 1 week, they have the powers to do it.
But they are still faced with the contentious issue of whether a new guideline should guide the election or an existing one.
This election at the beginning, before the Congress, is that there has to be the meeting, there has to be the status review, and then there has to be the election. That was the roadmap. So now the Congress have to look at whether those 3 roadmaps can be achieved within this period. Otherwise, we can deliver the election and then also deliver the review immediately after the election about the critical areas of the statutes that need to be touched up to be able to make it more balanced and be able to move with the times. As you said, we haven't touched the status for over 12 years now, since 2009 today.
That area was not completely unveiled, so to say. You know, it was not, we just know that there's going to be an elective Congress, and there are issues about statutes amendments that was also raised.
Some of those aspiring to the new board were also present.
I was in the frame in 2010, I was in the frame in 2014, so it's normal for my name to be there. But as I tell you, the whistle have not been blown yet. because the electoral committee was just set up today. They have to now meet and come up with the guidelines that will lead to the election.
We want somebody that eats, sleeps football, that understands football, that could generate a lot for football, goodwill, marketing, revive the Nigerian league, and a lot of development. So we're looking for somebody who has it all.
All roads now lead to Benin City, Edo State, with the setting up of the Electoral and the Elections Appeals Committee for the forthcoming NFF elections. And whatever the guideline that is adopted, there is a unanimous decision that a new board of the Nigeria Football Federation will emerge on the 30th of September in Benin. Solomon Ajiziogo, TVC News, Lagos.